To my friends outside of real estate, you're probably about to get really tired of hearing me talk about industry news and this NextHome eXp announcement. But honestly, a lot of us in the industry are fascinated by it because real estate is changing incredibly fast right now. And whether people realize it or not, these shifts eventually affect everybody. At some point, almost everyone is buying, selling, leasing, investing, relocating, managing property, inheriting property, or working with an agent in some form or fashion. So when major changes happen inside the industry, they usually ripple outward a lot and a lot further than people think. And I think a lot of people outside the industry are asking, okay, so what does this actually mean? Well, first off, if you're an agent at another company, it probably means you're paying a lot more attention to where the industry's headed and which companies are actually building for the future versus simply trying to hold on to or maintain the past. If you're a broker owner, I think it means you're taking a long, hard look at whether your current model is truly positioned to compete long term in a rapidly changing industry. If you're a client, honestly, this is ultimately about service. The companies and agents that adapt fastest and create the strongest systems are going to be in the best position to serve consumers well moving forward. And if you're a friend, a past client, someone who refers us business, one of our vendors, it likely means you're going to continue seeing even more reach, more opportunity, resources, and connection behind the people that you trust. And everybody keeps reducing this conversation down to numbers. Why is this such a big deal? NextHome only has about 5,500 agents or only has about 500 offices. But if you've been around this business long enough, you understand this has very little to do with agent count. This is about positioning, it's about timing, it's about where the real estate industry is clearly headed next. Look, I woke up one day and was a dinosaur. I've spent a long time in this business. I've been a part of independence. I've been a part of franchise systems. I've watched companies evolve, merge, acquire, rebrand, in some cases lose complete touch with what broker owners and agents actually want and need. And I can tell you this, NextHome built one of the smartest franchise models in this industry. Not because we were the biggest, but because they understood the modern broker owner. They understood culture, they understood flexibility, they understood identity, technology, community, and they built systems that actually allowed owners to grow without feeling like they were giving up everything that they had built locally. And honestly, one of the coolest parts about this whole thing for the NextHome community and for my office and NextHome NTX Real Estate is that day to day, not much really changes. The orange stays, Luke stays, the culture stays. What changes is the runway in front of us. The opportunity gets bigger, the resources get bigger, the reach gets bigger. But the identity that made people fall in love with NextHome in the first place, that's still there. And that matters because there are a lot of agents and franchise owners and broker owners who simply aren't thrilled with where they are right now. And that's not an attack on any one company. The industry is changing and it's changing fast. Consumer expectations are changing and they're changing fast. Margins are tightening, technology is evolving, everything has changed. And many legacy systems just have not innovated fast enough to keep up. Some haven't at all. That's why this move matters, because eXp could have bought a lot of different companies. There have been plenty of merger and acquisition opportunities in real estate lately. Bigger companies, bigger headcounts, bigger traditional footprints, but they chose NextHome. And I think they chose NextHome for a very specific reason. They saw a culture-first organization with highly entrepreneurial broker owners. They saw a model that speaks directly to people who want flexibility, innovation, a modern approach to growth. And they saw a system that already had strong alignment with where the industry is heading. Now combine that with eXp's reach, cloud-based infrastructure, and their ability to scale quickly, that speaks to a lot of people in this industry right now. Because whether people want to say it out loud or not, there are a lot of franchise owners and a lot of agents looking around and a lot of independent owners who are realizing that the playbook may not work much longer. And the reality is the opportunities and innovation being created in models like this eXp NextHome combination simply have not existed inside of many of the traditional legacy brands in years, if at all. Again, that's not meant as a shot at anybody. It's just the reality of how fast this industry is evolving. And I think what a lot of people are missing is this. We're not entering a battle of the giants. We're at the very beginning of a battle of the giants. And it's only going to become more competitive from here. The companies with scale, technology, infrastructure, those are the ones that are going to continue separating themselves from everyone else. And unfortunately, a lot of independents are going to get absolutely eaten alive unless they have something incredibly unique, specialized, or hyper differentiated. Consumers expect more, agents expect more, and competing at a high level today takes serious infrastructure. That's why this eXp and NextHome combination is bigger than people realize. It's not just a merger or an acquisition story. It's a glimpse into what the future of real estate may actually look like. And personally, I think we're still in the very early innings of what's coming next. Anyway, those are just my thoughts from someone who spends a lot of time watching this industry evolve in real time. I'm always fascinated by where things are headed and what it means for agents, for the agents I coach career-wise, for broker owners, clients, our friends, and the future of real estate overall. If you've got thoughts, questions, just want to talk shop, I'm always happy to visit. I hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Thanks.